Hey guys, J-Hoyd here. Before this one gets started, I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the support you guys have been showing on my channel. You guys are absolutely insane, but the vast majority of you guys are not even subscribed. So make sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Make sure to turn on post notifications so you never miss an upload. And don't forget, you can always change your mind later. What's on, guys? J-Hoyd back with you today. Welcome back to another Call of Duty video. Now, we just made a Stage 5 preview video, and oh boy, are we back with an interesting one. This is going to be the Stage 5 major recap. And oh boy, was I wrong with predictions. And this event was absolutely insane, right? I mean, insane, right? We'll get into it though. So let's start down in the elimination bracket. I know usually we start in the winners, but this one, I think I predicted this one right? Subliners versus Gorillas. It went game 5. It was a very, very close series, but Subliners ended up walking away from it. So we're 1 for 1 on our bracket. Second matchup was Serge versus Legion. This one, I think I either said 3-0 or 3-1. Seattle end up coming out. They showed that, you know, on land they're a different team, right? This team is so much better on land than they are online. I didn't watch a lot of these elimination brackets just because I was busy, but it was a good series that I, just looking at the stats and everything. So Serge ended up winning that one. But let's move on to round 2 though. The Florida Mutineers versus the New York Subliners. Now this is where, the Subliners, after losing Clayster, a lot of people kind of dropped their stock way down to the bottom, like right down to like 8th, right, where they could still beat the bad teams, the bottom 4 teams, but maybe they could end up battling the teams like Florida or Minnesota or those kind of like mid-tier teams. Maybe they could challenge some of those teams, but this one, right, Florida was expected to win, right? New York is still a newer team with Diamondcon on the roster, and we don't really know how they were going to play, right? Only, what, 1 week or something like that of practice, or I guess 2 weeks of practice without Clayster on the lineup, and we thought it was going to be pretty one-sided, but New York come out, right? Florida wins this one, not Florida. New York wins this one in the game 5. I mean, really surprising, but New York does move on, right? They still have the capabilities, right? They still have that core 3 that they had, for almost the entire year now. And this one was good, right? I mean, game 5, we'll take it. But our next matchup was London Royal Ravens versus the Surge, right? Seattle looking for 2 wins in a row here. And like I said, they are a much better team on land, right? Ravens, not I want to say bad job, but they just didn't have enough to fight with Surge, right? Surge, if we would have played on land all year long, I have a feeling Surge would have fought for the top 8. Right, they're a good team on land, but online they don't have it together. So who knows what happens there? But Surge end up walking away with this one in the 3-0 fashion. But in order to move on to round 3 of the elimination bracket, we got to go up and cover the winners bracket side, starting with Ultra versus Thieves. Ultra, right? This was a fun one, right? A very interesting match to watch. I think I picked Ultra in this one. I believe so, because I think it was going to be Optic Ultra. But Ultra win this one in the game 5. So they move on, right? They face off against Optic. Thieves fall down to the loser or elimination bracket, right? And we're going to have some good matches upcoming here. So you don't want to miss it, right? Next matchup, though, we got Faze versus Rocker, right? I think I predicted, what, 3-0, 3-1. This one, though, Minnesota Rocker come out and beat Faze, right? Our best team in the game, right? They had a little, I won't even say an off week because they still went 4-1. But Optic got the better of them in their one matchup. They dropped to, the second place, I think, for the first time all year in the group. And they end up having to play one more match in the winner's bracket. But Minnesota Rocker come out, they beat Faze, they send Faze to the elimination bracket. First round of the winners bracket, by the way. This wasn't like a, you know, winners finals, winners round 2. This is first round, first matchup for Faze. And they get dropped to the elimination bracket. But Minnesota Rocker move on. They still don't have an easy road after that. They got to face Empire after that. But should be a good one, right? Minnesota Rocker coming out. They've been a pretty good team all year long. Just, you know, have kind of been a tier 2, maybe 3 team all year long. And now apparently when it gets time for champs and time for, you know, the big tournaments, they show up. But either way, we'll drop down back to the elimination bracket, right? Thieves and Faze end up dropping down after their losses. And this one, LA Thieves versus Subliners. Thieves put an end to the Subliners run, right? LA Thieves, you know, I figured it out, right? They're a team definitely to be reckoned with. Subliners still trying to figure their stuff out. Once it comes time for champs, I feel like they'll be a little bit better, a little bit more of a cohesive unit. And we'll get a little bit better Subliners as we get into champs. But them and Thieves, right? Both teams still figuring out with their new rosters, but Thieves just got the edge in this one. But good matchup, you know. Good luck to Subliners at champs. So of course we'll show you guys the bracket at the end of this one. But elimination back around 3, right? Where we are, we got Faze versus Serge, right? Serge 2-game winning streak. Faze coming off a loss versus Rocker, right? Now this one should be easy, right? Serge with, what was 11th or 12th place or something like that. Should be a cakewalk for Faze, right? Should be a blatant, easy, swift 3-0, get off the main stage, move on to the next round, right? No, we had one of the best series of the weekend. Serge versus Faze. Seattle Serge won this one 3-2 in the game 5. Did you hear me? Seattle beat Faze in the game 5. Now I watched this one, right? It was right before the Optic match, I believe. And I was watching this one. I was like, no way. See, I think Seattle won the opening hard point. I think Faze may have taken the search. I think Seattle won the control. Then Faze, I think it just went back and forth. Then Seattle won the last one. But Faze fall out of this tournament top 8. Did anyone see that one coming? Double first rounded. Or yeah, I guess I consider double first round, right? The first match they play in losers, they get, I don't know what you call it, but Faze drop out of this one at top 8, right? They're sent home, packing, getting ready for champs. Serge on this incredible run so far, right? Incredible, right? Beating Paris, beating London, and now beating Faze, right? Who can stop them, right? Seattle, like I said, I wish we could have seen them on land all year long. You know, their initial roster with Looney, you know, who knows how that would have played out, but definitely with Classic, he had some huge moments in this tournament, right? Classic was probably one of the best Seattle players this weekend, for sure. But we got to move up, though. Back up to the winners bracket, round 2. We got a rematch with Optic versus Ultra. And this one, I wish was a little bit closer, right? It was a 3-2, right? It was game 5, but, you know, just Optic, I don't know what it is, but whenever they face off against the top teams, they throw some matches. And not that they really threw this one, but it was definitely a very close matchup. And unfortunately, Optic do fall in this one, right? They got to go down the elimination bracket, and they're going to have a little ways to go before they get back to the grand finals. But, you know, Optic, tough showing for them, right? But a good one, for sure. Definitely look to be a better team than before, right? I mean, obviously, this was a match before fans got there. If this match would have been with fans, I feel like it would have been a little bit different, right? Optic Gaming with fans, with the green wall, with the crowd, with the hype squad behind them are a different team, right? Different team. But either way, Ultra move on, Optic drop down. But we move on to our second matchup. We have Empire versus Rocker. Now, surely Empire, right? Going to show their... Why though? What are they? Third in the standings now? I don't remember, but they're going to show why they're one of the best teams in the league. And Rocker going to fall down, right? Nope. Rocker beat Empire. Okay. I hear you. In the game 4, right? 3-1 at the end of the day. Okay. I mean, we gotta pay attention to Rocker now, right? They beat 2 top teams so far, arguably 2 of the top, 3 teams in the game. So we definitely gotta, keep track of these guys, right? They move on. They're gonna face Ultra in the winners finals, but we gotta pay attention to that team, right? They came to play in this tournament. So either way, we'll move on. We gotta drop down to the elimination bracket once again to round 4, where Empire are gonna take on Thieves. This one was a good one. Empire does win this one in the end, 3-1, right? Thieves fall out. They start preparing for champs. And we move on, right? We got another matchup. Optic Chicago versus Seattle. Now, Seattle, we've been on a crazy run this entire tournament so far. You beat Paris. You beat London. You beat Atlanta. And now you're facing off against Optic. Now, this one was a little too close for my liking, right? As you guys remember, I'm an Optic fan. This one was too close. But I went pretty hyped, right? This series was insane. And I mean insane, right? Optic with fans is different. When it clutches up, when they get kills, when nice plays happen, you hear the crowd, right? I really wish they would have figured it out when it first started, but holy cow. But either way, Optic does walk away with this one in the game 5, ending Seattle's season. Yes, they're not going to be at champs, unfortunately, and I still think this the format for champs is absolute garbage, but we'll talk about that in the COD champs video when it does come up in a couple weeks. But Optic does get the redemption, right? They're not out of the tournament just yet, and now they got to fight for top 4. Our next matchup, let's move on to elimination bracket round number 5, where we have Empire versus Optic. And like I said, Optic on LAN with fans is a different animal. This series was incredible. I was getting super hyped watching this matchup, right? Every kill, every nice play, every play Optic made, I felt like there was a cheer when there was eliminations and kills happening, when nice plays, when streaks, when rotations, when everything was happening for Optic, they were getting cheered, right? As an Optic fan, as part of the green wall, I wish I could have been there, right? I want to go absolutely insane in the front row with the hype squad, with the rest of the Optic fans, with the rest of the green wall. I want to do that one day. I don't know if they're ever going to come near me in New York, but this is going to be insane, right? But either way, they fight against Empire. They end up winning this one, right? In the game 4, they win, I think, the first 2, or no, I think they win the hard point, then lose the search, then win control, then win last hard point, I believe. But it was a great series. I think did they hunt or like 70-point club them or something? Like, they smoked them, I believe. I think it was this matchup. Maybe it was the Seattle one, but they smoked some team badly in this. Or I don't remember which one it was, but was it Toronto? Was it Toronto matchup? I don't remember. But either way, Optic move on from round 5. Now they are guaranteed their best placement of the entire season. They're fighting for top 2, right? They're already guaranteed at least 3rd, but now they got to face the winner of our winners bracket finals, right? Ultra versus Rocker. Now, Rocker have been on this incredible run. Ultra have won the top, their 2 games so far. And this one, if I would have predicted it, just looking at who was in this matchup, I probably would have said Ultra 3-0, 3-1, maybe game 5. How about 3-0? But instead of Ultra, let's go Minnesota Rocker, right? These guys were on fire this weekend. 3-0ing Toronto, our best team or our second best team in the game right now, and Rocker win this one, right? It was incredible, right? 3-0, right? Rocker at this point are 9-2 in map count. That's insane for a team that was probably predicted to lose in the first round, and then where would they have fallen? They would have fell to Serge or to Paris or Seattle, or Paris or London or even Seattle, I guess. But I think Rocker could have made a really good losers bracket or elimination bracket run until they maybe got to Empire or Ultra. But these guys are on fire right now, right? You can't take that away from them. But like I said, Rocker do win this one 3-0, moving them to the grand finals. So that does drop Ultra down to the elimination bracket finals to face off against Optic Chicago. Now this one, unfortunately, I wish it was a little bit closer, but unfortunately, Greenwall does fall in this one. And let's just say these matchups at the end here, when Optic was playing, 100,000+ viewers online, right? On YouTube, 120,000 viewers for majority of these matchups, right? As soon as Optic lost, I had to go, but that viewership dropped in half instantly, right? I mean, I was guilty of it too, that I clicked off as well because I had other things to do. But Optic fall, right? Ultra move on. They move to the grand finals for a rematch versus Rocker. Well, fans were, you know, pretty uninterested in this one, right? I think the highest I saw in the first couple of maps of the series was like 50,000, right? It was not like, if Optic was there, we'd probably be 150+, but it wasn't, right? 100, or it wasn't 100 like we were kind of hoping for, but it was down to like the 50s. So we get into the grand finals though, right? Ultra, they win map 1. Okay. They win map 2. Okay. They win map 3. Okay. Is this going to be a one-sided series? Okay. 4-0, right? Ultra winning this one, right? Viewership at about 55,000. Right? I was looking at it, right? Rocker, win map 5. Okay, we got a series here, 4-1. Still in favor of Ultra though. I mean, Rocker's got a lot of work to do. 2-4. Rocker win another one. Okay. 3-4. Rocker win another one. Okay, we got a series now. 4-4. Rocker brought it back from 0-4 to 4-4. They go into raid search. Now, when I say a crowd, I mean, what was it last year when Optic got eliminated? They turned towards what was it, United, I believe, or maybe it was 2 years ago. It was sometime in the last couple of years. Optic got eliminated from whatever tournament it was, and then they just went and cheered for United. And I think they ended up winning it. Was it Champs? It was either Champs or like stage, whatever the last stage of that game was, but it was insane. But either way, Rocker bring it back from 0-4 to 4-4, right? They go into the raid S&D, and they just look super good, right? They start winning round after round. I think it went up to like 3-0, and I think it went like 4-1, and then I don't remember the exact series count, but it ended up being like 6-3 or 6-4 or something like that. Rocker come back, I think for the first time ever, in a best of 9, down 0-4 to win the entire tournament. 5-4. Game 9, Minnesota crowned champions, right? It was absolutely insane, right? The crowd was booing Toronto really good. And after they made the tweet about Optic, I responded to them on Twitter. And I started yelling at them, right? And responding. A lot of other people did too. And they always, I hate when teams tweet about other teams. And I don't care about the GGs, you know, good luck and whatever. I don't care about those ones. But when you start sending pictures of a golf course, and Optic's thing is they all stand up and point and whatever when they first come out, I hate that. Right? They're like, oh yeah, look at the golf or look at the sun. And like, no, you don't tweet about other teams, right? Minnesota heard that backlash firsthand, right? When they tweeted, oh, we're witnessing a breakdown or whatever the line was when Optic lost, and it was that 1v3 round 11, game 5 round 11. You don't tweet things like that, right? It happened again, right? I mean, if they're trying to get the interactions up with a bunch of upset Optic fans, they definitely did that. But that's not right, right? You don't see other teams being like, oh yeah, see ya, bye, enjoy the golf course, see you at the next one, GG's, move on, right? Focus on your team. Show your victory moment, right? Don't show other teams hardships. That's so, like, you guys had a big upset about when it happened to you. Now you're doing it to other people. That doesn't really make sense, does it? No. But either way, here's the final standings, though, on your screen now, right? 11th, 12th, we got LAG, or I should say Los Angeles Guerrillas and Paris Legion, right? These guys bow out, no placements yet again. I don't think Paris won a single bit of prize money at all this year. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that they haven't. LAG, though, they move out as well. Both these teams will not be champs, so I guess we'll see you guys next year. Most likely with two brand new teams, arguably, you know, probably with none of the same players. Like, I mean, I don't see any players on either of those teams that would stay there. I mean, maybe Temp from Paris, but LAG, I'd say you'd scrap the entire team, maybe move Mental back to the substitute and bring up your entire academy team. I don't know, but they seem to be a little bit better than your main roster. But either way, those two guys, we'll see you guys next year. But in 9th, 10th place, we have the Florida Mutineers, right? We will be seeing these guys at Champs, but they fall out of the money at 9th, 10th. London Royal Ravens, again, these guys fall out once again, I believe with no prize money, I believe yet again. And this team, you know, we could definitely do a off-season recap for these teams and, you know, kind of predict what these guys are going to do. But in my opinion, I'd build around Afro, build around Paul X as well, and get some good young players, right? That team with Afro, with Paul X, when those two guys were on, they definitely looked pretty good. Shawnee and Alex, you had your moments, but I just don't think that team would be right for you. And then Shawnee, if they get someone else in there to help out, I feel like that team, you know, could be a pretty good team in the future. But in 7th, 8th place, now we have the New York Subliners and Atlanta Faze, which is so weird to say that this team faces their worst placement ever, I believe, or maybe it's the second one, I don't remember. But New York, we'll see these guys at Champs, right? These guys, I mean, they still got to, you know, create a better environment around them, right? Get more on the same page, right? Without Clayster on that team, you know, who knows how this team's gonna mesh and how this team's gonna do come Champs time, right? They did win a couple of matches here, but then as soon as they faced off against some tougher teams, they kind of fell out. So will we see that, you know, once it comes time towards Champs? Because I don't know. Well, we'll see the roster in a second, or not the roster, the bracket in a second. But you know, who knows where that team's gonna go? Faze, I mean, this team, I don't see these guys having a problem at all, right? This team's our best team in the game for a reason, right? We'll see these guys at Champs, #1 seed, and like I said, we'll get to the bracket in a second here. But 5th, 6th place, we have the LA Thieves. This team, right, still figuring stuff out, but they still look pretty good with their new roster. So we'll see these guys at Champs as well. But in our 5th, 6th spot also, besides the Thieves, is the Seattle Surge. I know I said it before, and I've said it a lot this year and a lot, you know, in this video, but if we would have seen Seattle on LAN this entire year, we would have had a completely different looking everything, right? I mean, some teams I don't think would have stayed together as long as they would have, or you know, made certain moves, or you know, finished, you know, higher than what they kind of expected, right? I think they would have been at the top for sure. Not like top 4, but definitely in the top 8, right? They looked like a team that, you know, no one wanted to mess with at points. But these guys finished 5th, 6th, their highest placing of the year, as we get into 4th place with the Dallas Empire, right? We'll see these guys at Champs, and obviously that team's still pretty good, so I'm not really worried about them. In 3rd place, getting the highest placement of the year, Optic Chicago. Very excited to see these guys do a little bit better, beat some of the top teams, and you know, move past some of that you know, adversity is what the word I wanted to use was. But good to see it from them. You know, obviously they got to clean some stuff up come Champs time, but they still looked a lot better, you know, than they have been. That's for sure. Plus, with fans back, they definitely looked a lot better. So Optic out in 3rd place though, but up in 2nd we got the Ultra, right? No worries about these guys. $120,000 in their pocket. 2nd place. And then in 1st place, Minnesota Rocker, right? I think this team is, did they finish 6th or 8th? I don't remember offhand. We'll see in a second. But Rocker, congrats to them, right? Major Maniac, Priesta, Attach, and Standy. Congrats to all of you guys congrats over to Standy as the stage 5 player of the stage for him. You know, as a rookie, that's super incredible from him. You know, congrats, right? A big showing from them. But let's go look at the bracket for champs, right? We're not going to go through it with predictions just yet. You know, we'll have a whole separate video for this, but here's a quick look at the champs bracket, right? Still wish all 12 teams were here, and you know, even if you had to start them both, you know, all in the elimination bracket, you know, whatever. But championship bracket though, we got Optic versus Subliners in the first round, right? I feel confident about Optic, but like I said, we'll save full predictions later on. Empire versus Rocker, who knows how that one's gonna go, especially being on LAN. Who knows how that's gonna go, right? Winner of those two matches face off against Faze and Ultra. Obviously whoever wins those matchups is gonna have to bring it, right? Those are two tough teams to get past, and you know, definitely gonna be some really good matchups. But to elimination bracket, you got Mutineers and Thieves, right? Loser of the first round drops down there as well. So, you know, already you're looking at a tough road, but man, it's our top 8 teams for a reason. You know, any of these matches could go either way, which is the scary part about the league now. Remember who remembers back in the day where you had like a clear cut like top like 5-6 teams and the rest of the teams just sucked, right? Where did that go, right? Where did all that talent go? But now we have a lot of really good young players, a lot of good players in the league. So none of these matchups are going to be easy by any means. But that's going to be it for today's video, though. I mean, the event was absolutely insane. It was so much better with fans in attendance, right? The crowd went insane. Great to see, great to hear him getting loud as the first event back in, I don't remember how long it was, but way too long, right? I can't wait to be part of it someday in person. But like I said, that's going to be it for today's video. Congrats again to the Minnesota Rocker for winning this one. But if you did enjoy, hit that like button down below if you haven't yet. Or if you're brand new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button down there as well. Turn those post notifications so you never miss an upload. And don't forget, you can always change your mind later. With all that being said, guys, we'll see you in the next one.